The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
All right, Mike Turner, open us up with a statement about the Mars Hill Lions.
Well, you know, what a great natural rivalry, an hour and a half away from each other, two Baptist institutions. They got a great coaching staff. Coach Tim Clifton has done a great job with that program. He does a great job with their offense, very innovative, and they're scoring a lot of points. Coach Barnett is the defensive coordinator, always has great athletes, always has aggressive kids that run to the ball well, so that's a solid program year in, year out.
It really is unusual. I think Carson-Newman and Mars Hill, the two schools in the league that really have a couple of coaching staffs that have been around one another for a long time. Just how unique is that in this day's coaching age? Well,
gosh, if you ever watch ESPN or read a newspaper, you find out that doesn't happen very often, and I think it's a great thing for a program where a coach has been there for a while. People know that he's not trying to use that as a stepping stone to further his career, but I also think it shows what people think about the institution where they're working at, what they're getting done with those kids.
Homecoming, what's that mean to you?
Well, it means that there's a lot going on, okay? And we talked with the coaches yesterday morning. You know, it's a week that it's an important football game. Obviously, they all are from now on, which is great. But it's also homecoming, and there's going to be, and we tell our kids, there's a lot of people here that are here for the right reasons, but they're not here for the same reasons our kids are. So they've got to have a great locked-in focus, because it could get distracting. And I tell them, hey, when that ball game's over, you can be distracted, but you know, we got to get our job done.
It comes out today that Antonio Wimbush has been named as a finalist for the Mayo Clinic Comeback Player of the Year. What's that mean to a kid that's probably rehabbed about as hard as anybody?
Oh, I would think it's a great honor to be nominated, and he's very, very deserving of that. He has. There's a thing about rehab, and people that have never been injured don't quite understand what rehab is. You can go at rehab 2 or 3 different ways. You can go the cautious way and go nice and easy, or you can go at it the aggressive way. And I know he's gone at it the aggressive way, and he's definitely he's one of those guys that got to run out of the training room, okay, because he's done all he needs to do in one day. And he's proven that hard work will get you back. He's very blessed to have the talent and ability that God's given him. There's no question about that. But when you come back from that kind of injury, and you can come back from that with a smile on your face and a great heart, and it says something about Antonio Wimbush.
You mentioned Mars Hill's offense being high scoring, and a lot of that comes from one of the best wide receivers in the country, Craig Rucker. How do you slow a guy like that down, second in the country in receiving yards, touchdowns, you name it, he's up there?
Well, the number one thing you got to do is make sure you find him, because they put him in a lot of different places, which is what you would do with a talent like that, so that people can't load up on him. So he's going to be in a lot of different places. They have other receivers that are talented, but of course he's the go-to guy. He's the guy that makes big plays for them.
Outside of the return touchdown last week, if you take that out, was this the best special teams performance of the season for your group? Oh,
no question about it. It was a game that so far we've got 6 games done. That's obviously the best, all 3 parts working together to complement each other that we've had all season. And you're midway in. It's nice to have those kind of things happen. And we talked to them yesterday. Now you know exactly what it takes to get it done. And there's a thing about knowing, and then there's a thing about doing. Knowing what to do and then be excited about doing it. I hope we've got that plan now. We understand it. But I was very, very proud of our Coach Goss and all the coaches that work with our special teams, and the way they've rallied. And it was quite enjoyable watching special teams work Saturday. I like it when we only punt one time. I like that a lot, and I know Craig does too. It doesn't bother him a bit.
From a quarterback position, Tyler Thackerson gave you a lot the other day. Is it a good problem right now to have Derek Evans and Tyler Thackerson, and what those two can bring to the table?
Oh, there's no question, and that didn't just happen on game day. we had met on Friday together and told him that we were going to put him in the third or fourth series no matter what was happening. And it worked out to do that. And then Derek tweaked his ankle a little bit. And to put Tyler back in there, our offensive kids respond to both of them. They know they both are going to make plays. They know they both can, carry them. So it's great to have two guys that you feel real solid about.
A couple weeks ago against Newberry, the offense really struggled. You guys have obviously made some adjustments. Is it more quality execution from your kids, or have there been some coaching changes throughout the week that have kind of aided the swing back to what this offense can be?
I think it's a majority of that is execution, and we've haven't had to tweak too many things. It's just a matter of us getting it done and carrying through with what we're supposed to do, and that's the beauty of watching what happened Saturday. Those kids just came out to execute. They did there against Catawba, and they've done it this past Saturday against Limestone, and hopefully when you get the feel of playing that way, you get to where you like to play that way. We talked to them about have a clear mind and a clear conscience. Have a peace of mind about you and a clear conscience. And the only way that you can do that is totally expend yourself. You never want to say, "Man, I wished I'd have done that," or "I'd have went a little harder." Go blow it out. And we had some kids do that and had to get 2 or 3 of them in there, some snaps off to get them breathing a little bit better and those kind of things. And it was great because we didn't miss a beat.
You kind of mentioned Marcel's offense being really prolific. Is this the most talented offense you've seen to this point in the season, and what do you guys try to do to combat them? Well,
I think until this point in the season, they're the ones that are making things happen. They are scoring the most points of anybody we've played so far, and they are doing it. It's not a happenstance; they're doing it on a regular basis. So that they're a good offensive football team. They're a solid defensive team also. But yeah, they've worked hard. They've come back from being a couple down there early in the season, and come back strong. So I know they're feeling good about themselves.
You look at their linebackers, Trey Smith, Chris Ferdinand lead the way there. What sticks out to you about that duo leading the team in tackles?
Well, they do a good job like our defense does. You keep people off of them so they can make tackles. That's the idea of that type of front. And those guys better be the leading tacklers. If you got secondary guys leading in tackles, you're probably in trouble. But those guys run to the football very well. They're well coached. That's the predominant thing. They're not going to get themselves in a bind.
You look at your own linebacking corps. Morris Coates is putting together an All-America caliber season. Already 12 tackles for loss. That's trending toward one of the highest single-season totals in Carson-Newman history. What about the job of that senior to allow you not lose a beat with the losses that he was due part to graduation last year?
Well, he's coming to his own, and it's his time, and he's made the most of it, which is great to watch a guy. He didn't struggle when he got in that position, but I tell you what else he does. He makes some other people around him better also, and that's a sign of a player, but it's a sign of a team player, and a guy's got some leadership qualities.
Talked about maintaining focus through the distractions of homecoming. How do you go about doing that as a coach?
Well, I think you keep it, and sometimes coaches panic. They make too much of that. I think our kids know what's on the line in this game and the next game and the next game and the next game. We're in a situation, thank goodness we're playing at home, and I welcome homecoming because it should be a great crowd, and there'll be a lot of people that care about these kids there at that football game that are ex-players, alums, families. It's always great. The families will be back for that. So that type of game gets kids excited when you're in that kind of atmosphere. I think we just got to stay focused from Friday night till Saturday afternoon and play Eagle football.